So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with.
And I am Chad from For the Fallen Dreams.
I have some questions to say about the upcoming self-titled album. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Super excited, man. It's awesome to finally have a street date and to be putting it out into the world and have everybody excited after almost 5 years since our last record. So very exciting stuff over here.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
The album is fucking awesome. I was blown away listening to it this morning.
Brad, so you guys got a sneak peek. You got the full album.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Rick, awesome. Love it. I'm glad you guys dig it. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's a fun ride from start to finish. So
Absolutely.
So are you able to touch on the theme of the album and the title and how it ties into the lyrics and overall message of the album for us?
yeah, I mean, it's a self-titled record. I think it was important for us after 15 years since our first release to kind of just set the precedence right out the gate that this is a new era of the band, that we're moving forward with the sound, that we're very excited about what we're doing. So to kind of just set the tone right out the gate that this is For the Fallen Dreams was the first feel of it, especially for the self-titled. But as far as like the lyrical content goes, it's a little bit all over the place. There's no set theme, but a lot of this record was a lot about the cycles of life and death. Was a lot something I just kind of our own mortality as human beings. I kind of went into and tried to touch on a little bit more, just because I think COVID had a lot of people thinking a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
I think COVID kind of had everyone gave that time off, especially for artists and musicians, time to kind of sit back and just look at everything and every avenue, whether it be friends and family and the future or what's going on presently. It kind of just gave me a sense of things I wanted to touch on, to kind of just talk about stuff I was really thinking about and had in my head during the pandemic and post-pandemic. So as far as lyrical content goes, that's the bulk of it. But again, it's nothing too set in stone of this is what the whole album is about.
That makes sense.
Gotcha.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
Writing process, we kind of just compiled as many songs as we could. We put a lot of songs together with other producers and other writers that we had worked with in the past, that I'd worked with in the past, along with our internal team, and we kind of just tried to set the tone for what is the best track. What every track should be a single, and I think that's kind of what a lot of bands fail to do sometimes, and I've been guilty of it myself. Of, oh, we have 5 or 6 solid songs. Well, that's good.
Mhm.
What other songs can we make? And we only need 4 or 5 more to make it a full length. And I wanted to get that mindset out of the way. We needed to make sure that every song on its own could be a single. So the writing process was really just compiling the strongest songs with our internal team, again, other producers and writers, just to make sure that we had a really strong record from start to finish. Lots of moods, lots of different vibes, whether it be super aggressive and heavy or slower. And in one of those tracks, you can kind of just close your eyes and just feel it. Yeah, so that was I guess the bulk of the writing process and how we approached it.
I'm curious as to like how you approach writing like all bangers, all singles without like falling into a formula of like writing the same song over and over again.
That's a great question. I think a big help with that was having the outside producers, really, because it wasn't just 2 or 3 guys. This record, we really wanted to just tap into what we've been doing this for a very, very long time. We have a lot of great friends and other co-writers or other producers that we've worked with. We just haven't had a chance to really, or the confidence to say, you know what, it doesn't need to just be 2 people writing an entire record. Like, let's really have outside ears listening to this, and outside producers kind of saying, hey, try this, hey, try that. And that gave us a great perspective of really just to try whatever fit best for the song. There was no real, well, guys, we're falling back into the same formula. We kind of just let it fit with whatever made sense for the song. So having outside ears and a team for that absolutely helped with not having the record drag in song to song.
That makes sense.
Understood. So what song off this album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite
Of our whole discography,
album?
what song on the album you're saying?
Hmm.
Okay. That's tough. This is like my favorite record. I love this record. So it's
That's
like
good.
if your band's not your favorite band, there's a problem. So it's a
Hmm.
tough question, but Searching is one of my favorite songs. I love that song. It's one of my favorite lyrical tracks I've ever written. It was a song that pushed me to try one of the first songs to really push me to try something different, whether it was the singing in the chorus and the flow in the verses. That was the song that pushed me the most. And I think when it all came together and it was finalized, I was extremely proud of how it came out. It's such a strong song. So we're gonna go with my favorite one. Will be Searching.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then which track off the album took longest to write?
I was gonna say Without You, but Without You was sent to us in the studio, and we kind of just cranked that one out. That's probably a close second of my favorite. But longest to write, probably Chemicals. It was one of the first songs that came to the table, and I think it took us a lot of time to try and make that song fit with the vibe of the record because that song went through a lot of different changes to kind of fit the mold of what we were trying to accomplish in this album. So Chemicals took a little bit longer just because we were trying to make all the right elements in that song work for the overall record. So last track, and that was probably the longest one, the hardest one to get done.
All right.
Gotcha.
So you definitely touched on this at the beginning of the interview, but if you'd like, you can go more in depth. Where was your headspace at while you're writing this record?
It was, really just trying to do something different, really trying to push ourselves. The headspace of being a band as long as we have, and this is our seventh studio album. It was really important to just push ourselves. Me the most to do the same thing that I've done, and I've created a great space for myself and what it is that I do and what I've done with For the Fallen Dreams or what I've done with my other band Legend and if you're a fan of what I do, you know that I got that stuff on lock. The screaming stuff, we all know Chad can do the screaming stuff. But to really try and push myself to become a more well-rounded vocalist, lyricist, to try singing for the first time. This is the first record that I've ever sang on. This is the first. I've only been singing for a year and a half.
Wow.
So to push myself to say, I can be that. I can do that. And that was fun. That was the best part about it, was being able to say, before this record, I don't know how to sing. I have no way. There's no way I could sing. And then this mindset of coming in saying, I'm going to do that. I want to accomplish that. I want to push myself to be a better vocalist, to be a better artist. So the headspace for me personally was really just it's go time. It's time to try something new. It's time to push myself as an artist and as a lyricist. And the same goes for the guys and all the songwriters involved. It was really just, let's be the best at what we do. We've been here this long. Let's really show them what we got here. Let's show them that we're not just one circle. We're one thing. We're everything. We're whatever we want to be. Yeah. And that's what I think a lot of artists is scared to do, right? Mm-hmm. They think, we can only be this because the fans only want us to be that. Yeah. We love the fans, but you have to do this stuff for yourself too. You really have to enjoy what you do and push yourself and be uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable, the more you're uncomfortable, you will be comfortable and you'll have more fun putting out stuff that challenges you. So the guys, myself, the team, it was really just trying new stuff and having fun with it.
Sounds like everybody was pretty positive, like going into the record for the creation process, which is awesome.
Very, and that makes all the difference. You could get a lot of, you have guys sometimes they'll push back or we don't want to do this or, I don't know, I don't think we should do that. But everyone was like, let's just do it. Let's have fun. Let's just write what comes natural. That's what we did.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends, start with headphones on, should they blast at a party, work out to it? What do you personally recommend?
Put it on some good speakers because I've heard it on not great speakers, and you can't get the full brunt of the album unless you're listening to on some solid speakers. Not everybody has, uh, Beats by Dre or whatever, so I understand. But I think jamming it from start to finish and no skips is the best way because that's something I don't think people talk about too much. But for most of the time, there's a reason why certain songs are in place that they're in. The flow of the record goes through moods and feelings. And with this record, especially from track 1 to track 11, it's meant to kind of just jam all the way through. It's a great workout record. It's very, same thing, lots of moods. Jam it in your car, jam it. I don't think there's a thing you couldn't jam it. You would do the parties or gym or wherever. But I think it's a fun ride if you jam it from track 1 to track 11.
Absolutely.
Seconded on that. So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Dramatic, mature, and colorful.
Nice.
Ooh,
okay.
Perfect. All right.
Dig it.
So how do you personally hope this album will impact and connect with your fans?
I hope it's one of those records that does for us what our earlier material did. Our earliest records in 2008 and 2009 were, dare I say, very influential for modern metalcore. And I would love for this record to kind of do the same thing, to show bands that have been around for a long time or listeners that, no matter how much time goes on, you're still able to create something that's influential. I hope that this record shows people that taking chances and trying something new and really dialing in a new sound is doable. You can do it 15 years after your first record comes out. So I hope it has that sort of impact. But either way, we are very proud of what we've done. The fans, the For the Fallen Dreams fans over the years have always been great to us. Good, bad, and indifferent. We've had fans that are like, "Oh man, I don't like the new stuff," and then they'll come to a show and they'll be like, "I was wrong."
Yep.
Shit rips live.
So you got to make them believe it. If you believe it, your fans will believe it. And I think that's some of the disconnect you get sometimes with new styles of music is you have to feel some of this stuff. At the end of the day, music's all about feeling things. You can listen to it and it can give you goosebumps and you can really feel it. But until you come out to a show sometimes and hear these songs, give it a chance. But again, the fans have been great, and I hope it resonates with fans of new and old, and gives people that push to try something new and just enjoy the process.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
So since you guys are on tour right now, we have to ask, what's been the go-to snack of choice, like at a gas station?
Oh man. For whatever reason, the guys right now, not me so much, are just stuck on Wawa. We've just been getting the worst food.
No.
I love Wawa in Thanksgiving time. The gobbler, I'm all about it.
Mm-hmm.
But the boys have just been eating the worst food ever. And then in turn, I get dragged into it. Like last night, I ate a buffalo chicken mac and cheese panini.
Whoa.
That is the craziest fucking. That's the most Wawa thing ever.
That's like 5 things in one.
I have no business eating that after a show, but it's the Wawa syndrome. You're sitting there and you're in front of that screen and you're like,
why not?
I'll take it, sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunately, Wawa's been the go-to. It can come in sometimes. You can eat healthy, but when you got 6 other guys just eating the worst food of all time in front of you, you get suckered into buffalo chicken mac and cheese paninis at 12:30.
Jesus.
That's ridiculous. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So for these last couple questions, we're going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So we're actually going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Woo! Getting morbid here.
Yeah.
Let's do spaghetti and turkey meatballs and a chocolate shake.
Oh, sounds good. Turkey meatballs are amazing.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that necessarily goes together, but that sounds pretty good.
Doesn't, but that's stomach ache before death row. Sign me up.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
One fiction world.
Yes.
I'm going Middle Earth, man. I'm a Hobbit, Lord of the Rings guy. So let me get in with Gimli. I got the beard to match. So let me get in with the dwarves and do some Middle Earth damage.
Oh hell yeah. So you wouldn't just like chill in the Shire?
Nah.
You're out causing chaos.
Well, I'm out causing chaos.
Oh hell
The
yeah.
Shire is too tame. You know what I mean? They're just drinking beer and sitting around. I can do that at home. Get me out in the mix.
Fair
You
enough.
got a point.
Yeah.
All right. I see it.
Hmm.
So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
Black.
Black? If you had to choose
Black's not a color.
a color, what color would it be?
We will go. We'll do dark blue. Go back. I can rock dark blue pretty. It's close to black. I can rock dark blue pretty all right. So
Okay. So like kind of
I
like a
will
navy.
agree. Yeah, we'll go navy.
All right.
Ooh.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And you are not kidding. That was obviously the most important question of the entire interview.
Yeah,
It really is,
real
yeah.
thought-provoking question, you know.
Good deal.
So as Gloria said, that's all the questions you have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Just be sure to check out the album, guys. I know you guys have jammed it already, and I appreciate y'all. So March 10th, our self-titled record, For the Fallen Dreams, on a Rising Empire Records. Super excited about this one. Enjoy it, have fun with it, and we can't wait to see everybody out here. We're only a week into this tour, but we have a lot more on the books, and we can't wait to see everybody on the road again and have some fun, play these new songs. So learn the words and get up there and sing it with us.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you for now. It's been Chad from For the Fallen Dreams, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.